Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have potential leaked Battlefield 6 Battle Royale release dates, DICE admitting 128 players in 2042 sucked. They also admit they are listening to Reddit. And then finally, we have a few screenshots to look at and dissect regarding the Battlefield 6 Manhattan map. One screenshot in particular showing just the sheer amount of destruction on display at the end of a round. So let's start going over it. If you do want to follow Battlefield 6, this is the channel for you. Be sure to hit that sub button, hit the like button, and swing by a stream. I stream on this YouTube channel and on twitch.tv/enders. All links will be in the description. You can catch me live every single day. First thing I want to talk about is the potential leaked release date for the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale. This is coming from Modern Warzone on Twitter from, quote, sources. And apparently these sources tell us that the BF6 Battle Royale might be launching a little earlier than what was previously foreseen. The new speculated release date is October 28th, which is only 18 days after the launch of the base game. Some of the original reports put the release date of the Battle Royale actually a few months after the release of the game. But honestly, I think it's a little bit better this way. If it does end up releasing shortly after the initial launch of the game, that's only going to increase hype just that much more. But there is something to be said. Maybe it is a good idea to actually delay the launch of the BR a couple months into launch to have another spike in interest after the initial hype of the launch of BF6. Now we have some concerning news because it involves DICE basically directly saying they look at the Reddit often and listen to it, which is really bad. It's just a horrible fucking idea. The Battlefield Reddit is honestly one of the worst places on the entire internet. And if I were EA or any sort of studio lead inside these studios, I would ban the employees from even having a Reddit account. Honestly, like just stay away from this godforsaken website. But this is coming from Battlefield Bulletin from an IGN article. Apparently, due to Reddit feedback and general game feedback as well, DICE has tuned down the sniper glint. Of course, we saw memes of this, the sniper hill meme, where there's that mountain on Liberation Peak and there's 17 sniper scope glints on it. And, you know, that wasn't even too far from reality. I did see a ton of snipers on that hill at some point. But the DICE developers that were interviewed in this IGN article said, quote, I saw those memes with the Liberation Peak hillside just full of these giant glares. They're really, really funny, and they do magnify the fact we still have work to do. And then he goes on to say, for example, with the sniper glint stuff, we knew it was too strong, so we stepped it back. We knew the bullet tracer effect was also too strong, so we stepped it back. At the end of the day, it just keeps us honest. It keeps us like, hey, we still have work to do. There are still things that players maybe not vibing with, or maybe just different capacities from a design standpoint and from the team. We love this stuff. The community is engaged. We are engaged. Hey, man, if I just have to say one thing, do not engage with the Reddit community. They're literally deranged. Maybe they were correct on these few things, but hey, based off of what I've seen a lot of the times in these comment sections and just some of the posts, yeah, best to stay away. Next up, we have DICE essentially admitting that Battlefield 2042's 128 player feature sucked. Apparently, quote, DICE acknowledges 128 player matches just didn't catch on in Battlefield 2042 and promises they won't do that again when it comes to laying the groundwork for Battlefield 6. This was said by design director Shashank Uchil, and he couldn't be any more on point because, man, 128 players, we've harped on it for years at this point. What a stupid, unnecessary mistake. And I understand it did have some potential in a lot of people's eyes. This article or this statement from the design director actually did spawn the 128 player versus 64 player debate back up again. I saw a lot of people weighing in on Twitter saying that maybe in a separate alternate reality they could have made 128 players work, and you know, just a bunch of hypothetical shit. I, for one, am extremely relieved to see that we will not be returning to 128 players, potentially ever again. Now we're going to move on to look at some screenshots. This one comes from Battlefield Bulletin via the EA press kit. So it makes me wonder, are there more screenshots maybe we haven't seen from this mysterious EA press kit? But this one is obviously from the New York map, Manhattan. This shows the famous architecture in the area. And then there is this screenshot right here showing the before and after of some of the areas in Manhattan Bridge after they've been destroyed. And there is a massive, massive difference During the Battlefield 6 beta, destruction was really one of the focuses a lot of people paid attention to, and I can't say I ever saw Manhattan get this destroyed, and I honestly can't say I saw this particular area of the Manhattan map. But looking at the before and after with all the destruction, I really have to give it to DICE. I think they did nail destruction pretty well in this game. I like the fact they mentioned apple coring buildings. I liked that the rubble is persistent and the same for everybody else. But the most important thing they nailed is just the sheer amount of destruction. I was very worried that they would go overboard with destruction and listen to perhaps Reddit and want buildings to be completely leveled and stripped to their foundations, but they struck a nice balance, which I can really appreciate. And to cap this video off, maybe another subject a lot of you will appreciate. I finished the Battlefield 2042 fucking Battle Pass. I unlocked everything for BF6. And I just want to give my brief thoughts on the experience. Some of the challenges, they were just particularly frustrating this time around because the Battle Pass actually had something I wanted. And the challenges this time around, yeah, I understand they're supposed to present a challenge, but like killing people with a repair tool, that was particularly brutal. It was just basically luck-based. And things that are luck-based are kind of frustrating. Combine that with the fact that a lot of people were also trying to do the same thing, so there were just added irritations while playing an already frustrating and irritating game in Battlefield 2042. I remember vividly in week 1, every single person under the sun was chucking incendiary grenades because that week's challenge was to get kills or damage with incendiary grenades. So it's just interesting to see the effect challenges have on players' behavior and gameplay of the game. And I have to be honest, I think a couple of these challenges DICE put in there just to maybe laugh at us a little bit because, again, the repair tool challenge, incendiary grenade challenge, I believe there was a challenge for C5 kills and shotgun kills in the same week. And I'm sure I don't need to elaborate as to what happened that week with everyone's playstyle, but I'm just happy to finally have the Battlefield 2042 Battle Pass fully completed so that I don't have to worry about doing any stupid challenges anymore. I'm glad I got all the BF6 cosmetics, and I think I'm going to make a video perhaps later this week or perhaps next week just talking about how I can't wait to never play Battlefield 2042 ever again. I've stated this on my stream, but I'm more excited to put 2042 in its grave than I am to play Battlefield 6. And I know that might be like petty of me or perhaps the wrong way to think about it, but man, I have to be honest, guys. I'm real tired of playing 2042, as I'm sure all of you are as well if you're still grinding the Battle Pass. And I will end this video off by plugging my second channel. Yes, I do have a second YouTube channel for those of you that are not aware. It's called Ode to Enders, and it has to do with my favorite hobby, which is fragrances, perfumes, colognes, whatever you want to call them. I just uploaded a video going over all the different fragrances I wore this summer. So if you're interested in fragrance-related content, subscribe to this gaming channel here, and also subscribe to Ode to Enders. If you enjoy the content, want to follow Battlefield 6, be sure to hit the like button and let me know what you think about all this stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video.